Up to now we have already set up 7 orphanages in different countries there. In this visit, we will bring you to visit 4 of those. These places are Namibia, Malawi, Lesotho, and Madagascar. In this trip we will follow them and share how they live, in one day of their lives. Here the first place we are at is Namibia. A vast piece of beautiful desert occupying 90% of the country, too hot to dwell in. The country is the mostly sparsely populated with around 3% populated. Its desert sceneries mesmerize countless tourists. Namibia is a complicated and contradicting place, is amongst the 10 richest countries in Africa, blessed with all the rich natural resources from diamonds, minerals, oysters, all renowned exports worldwide, and it has a modern capital, all like a developed country. But like every similar country in Africa, this wealth have never been able to benefit the poor. In the first 10 richest country in Africa, the closest slum is just hidden not where from the capital city, jumping from one place that has all to the other that doesn't even have water. It is in such a country that we have received so many orphans. Our orphanage sits amidst a vast uninhabited land in the rural. Children that may be dead soon after they were born, have to suffer so much at a time when they should only be loved is heartbreaking. We are blessed with our Taiwanese helpers who generously came to help in this missionary. They live a disciplined and well cared for live and does everything no different from a child in the developed countries. Apart from food and education, we emphasize on their retaining of their ethnic identity and cultural practices very much. Some children came here at a very young age. They cannot stop thinking of what loss and trauma they have gone through to arrive here. But not for long, they will be calm and settled like a normal fun-loving child, building strong bonds. They will have a home where they are totally secured emotionally and practically. We will provide them security. More than just being fed, they won't even know what hunger is during these times that grow up with us. When we visit the dormitory, they sleep in, everything looks very decent. Apart from their neat classrooms, we are quite surprised that we have the resources to provide them with music and even computer lessons, providing them an all-round education. And thus, our precious one day has ended. When we turn around, there is the most beautiful sunset I have seen. The African sun is beautiful when it shines. These children will not have to worry about these things from now on, all along, until they reach early manhood when they enter adulthood to enter the society again.
Heading on to our next visit is our orphanage in Malawi. Malawi is ranked no 3 poorest African country in 2024, unlike other countries who suffer in the hands of corruption. Malawi has all the worst natural conditions that add up to make their land a harshest place to live in. A rural farming community whose fate lays in the hand of weather and nature. Despite all the hardship, Malawi is called the warm heart of Africa, praising the people there to be the friendliest, heartwarming, and smiling. And that was exactly what we saw when we were welcomed on arrival. When we were just on time to join the start of their day. We were eventually introduced to this boy called Ah Ting and 2 of their friends. Ah Ting is actually also an orphan, and he also came to live when he was just a little boy. They later had a morning service, and a teenager boy was caring for the little ones. And having grown up here like his family, he has now switched into the carer's role. It was like miraculous that we were able to meet a grown-up boy, ready for society that we were worrying about earlier. We were later introduced with two other friends from the orphanage called Achor, Man Louis. They all had to go to their relatives' houses to meet their larger family. Upon his invitation, we joined them out to see the lives of their Malawi relatives. And so, like we thought, after the children grows up, their next hurdle will be on their struggle will be to step out to the world again. In this one day of life, we joined him. We had the chance to witness that his innocent days as a child is soon to pass. I have a slightly sad feeling for him, seeing that he has come to the age to be apart to share the adult's burdens. And soon later encounter the harshness of the African livelihood. But I am sure that he has been well prepared in heart and soul through these years to cope with this. Today we have the fortune of an opportunity to look more into the stories of our orphans, especially after they have grown up. When we returned, we had a most exciting tribal dance and campfire. It greatly encourages me to see the bonding they have, and that no matter what, these teenagers have a strong heart. That could always bring them back to joy. So ends another day of life with our African friends. Lesotho, in ways, is a luckier place than Malawi. It's not in as deep poverty, but it has its sadder story to live with. Nearly 25% of Lesotho citizens are HIV positive, and rape and crime are also frequent. Nonetheless, Lesotho has an extraordinarily high literacy of up to over 80%, rarely seen in African countries. Lesotho also has beautiful sceneries and captivating landscapes, famous to tourists who gave it the name of Snow Kingdom for the high altitude it sits in. Before reaching Lesotho, we must know the touching story about how Mr. Hu came to find this piece of land for ACC, and we can hear it in his own words.
就去看孤儿院，看完我说哦，那这个很不简单啊，是有怎么会有人会来盖孤儿院？又是台湾人，是，然后他们就跟我说是费律法师，法师我是很早认识，但是也
有接触，
没有来往，那我就想，回到南非之后，我就想，那为什么赖索托不在赖索托设一个？怎么会跑那么远到马拉维去？我说师父，那想不想有没有这个计划到赖索托了？然后他就说，赖索托我还没想到赖索托。他说，要不然这样，你如果可以先拿到土地，比苏瓦基安早拿到土地。我就到赖索托盖，然后要看地的前2天，我这个手指头断掉，就断了，缝起来，但是医生建议我要手术，如果不手术的话，不手术接起来会断掉，会拿掉，
会脱掉
啊。然后师父决定好了，我明天过来。我安排好明天开刀，他说他要来，然后我就去跟医生讲，我能不能改延后1天？那医生跟我讲了，你可以延后，但是我不保证你这个手指头还接回去。那我说我这边不能改，因为师傅时间很难改。我说那没关系的，反正再看。我先看完地回来，再可以接就接吧，然后就来看这个地。地一看，师傅说很好，这很漂亮，这好，我们就拿这个。
Now we've arrived to see Miss Pearl Wu, leaving her house to walk to work. Ms. Pearl Wu is the daughter of late Mr. Wu, and she has now taken charge of our Lesotho base. On the way, you can see the Lesotho home that's built on that piece of land her father found. This time, Ms. Pearl Wu will tell us in her own words about life in the Lesotho home.
CC, we pride ourselves in teaching children respect. So at the same time, we also try to spread that down to our staff members so that we all have, mutual respect, giving our children the best environment and the safest environment to grow up in so that they can focus on their education and also just to give them a loving environment. Our days at ACC are very scheduled and quite packed. Our children start the day with a morning service at 5 a.m. Then at 6 a.m. they have like a warming up of the body. They go jogging and then they do some light stretches. Then they go on to have breakfast. After breakfast, we prepare the children to go to school and the staff members prepare to get to their own respective departments. And throughout the day, the children are at school until about 3 o'clock.
Right.
Then 4 o'clock, we have martial arts training. And then we prepare for evening service. Then children go to evening studies and then prepare to go and rest. Children who have a set schedule tend to be more disciplined in their daily activities or how they go about their lives. So I think having a set schedule, it doesn't only assist us with the children, but also with the staff members. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do at a certain time at any given day. You have some free time that we give the children. And because, children do need time to be children. But definitely having a set and a structured day does help us with discipline and having children be more grounded. In Buddhism, it's important to have a clear mind. And how do you do that? You meditate. So, in actual fact, the children meditate every day, at least twice a day. And it does assist us, help them become more grounded and also be more relaxed and less agitated. I think it also regulates emotions. If you are having a bad day and you actually have a moment to yourself, it does assist you in clearing all the negative energy that you've experienced or some emotional negativity that you've experienced. What I would like to see happen at ACC is to break that barrier of society feeling like orphans won't achieve much. And how I envision, that barrier to be broken is through education.
After telling us about operating the Lesotho home, Ms. Pearl Wu carry on with the day to watch the children's audition for a competition. Two former girls, Taemuk and Taeor, came back to the school for a last visit before they leave abroad for university.
我是蒂木，我今年18岁。我4岁就来 ACC 了。现在我高中毕业了，两个月后要去上大学。我要学法律，因为我觉得有受到教育就可以有能力去帮助我的家人，还有需要帮助的人。我来 ACC 之前，跟我爷爷和奶奶一起住，我就觉得比较痛苦，也常常没有饭吃。但是进了 ACC 以后，我就觉得我非常幸运，每一天能够有3餐吃。我不舍得离开 ACC， 这么多年在 ACC， 我觉得 ACC 是我第2个家。我现在又离开了，我觉得我会很想念。读完大学一定要回到 ACC， 因为很多的忙，所以我也要回馈他。
Pearl Wu said, they are the pride of ACC to be able to remove the stigma on orphans having little chance to excel. She is returning home, taking the way, like she does every day. Like she says, having a routine makes you more grounded. And that goes the same for her too, grounded like a rock for the children here in Lesotho. While walking the other way is Taemuk and Taeor. These two girls are about to start their new challenge with a different schedule and routine. And Ms. Pearl Hao's vision in orphan education is closer and closer to being fulfilled. Today we will visit our last and most important spot of this journey, the island of Madagascar, which is the star spot of our visitation. We have started a boarding school there not too long ago, and the master has decided that we have found our anchor spot where we would settle and concentrate to expand there. Madagascar ranks the 10th poorest African country in 2024. Despite its beautiful natural wonders, exotic species of plants and animals mesmerizing many, it failed to be self-sufficient, suffering rising poverty. The master told us that half of the Madagascar people have Asian ancestors who came from the Indonesian part in those years. That was a Buddhist community at that time, and he feel compelled to reintroduce them back to their root belief, which would be a great blessing to the Madagascar people. he has also saw a different and unique energy and character in the Madagascar girls that are now staying with us. Their day is also starting when we arrive the orphanage. Like always, we are always earlier to be able to see how they literally start their day from getting out of bed to brushing their teeth. The two girls we befriended, Wai-hee and San-Amise, are two inseparable buddies. They're very enthusiastic learners who seem to have so many interests. In the afternoon, they participate in their favorite interest learnings. We have organized for them music, handicraft, skipping, calligraphy. Really unique and different from the others. The children here are very independent and self-motivated, seldom needing any help from their careers. They participate in group games and exercise to end the day's lessons. And they still have a team activity planned out after school for the whole group. They even prepared and cooked their own meals themselves, without needing the carers to do it. I begin to understand why the master has said that he could see that the children from this place having a special character of their own, which stands out from the other children. Not far away from this orphanage, our second building site is already on its way to completion. Chance and encouraging journey, which takes us through a day of Madagascar children's life, grow up, open and develop to their fullest, but turn their lives around, lifting that African poverty curse. Finally, it's the end to a day, with the Madagascar children lifting it's also the African poverty curse with all these lovely people that in our joint we are so blessed to have the chance to see days of these very touched and encouraging journey. What our children takes us through a day. Not only have we provided for them, as we were able to shield them, knowing of the fearful and hard life that in our joint effort every human was able to make the days of these orphans' life a normal one, like what our children has. Not only have we provided for them, we were able to shield them from knowing of the fearful and hard life that can break every human soul.